one guy that is an absolute monster of a puncher, at least inside the UFC's octagon, is Francis Ngannou. And he was in the ring last week with Tyson Fury. Hats off to Tyson Fury for sharing that moment with Francis, our UFC champion, in really giving him the rub, elevating him, putting him on the level that Francis has never been on before. But with that being said, Teddy, we watched what he did to Deontay Wilder, one of the greatest punchers that we've seen in a long time. We saw what he did to Dillian White, world champion boxers. When you look at Francis and you look at Tyson, especially with hybrid gloves and all this other stuff that they're talking about, how does Francis fight a Tyson Fury, Teddy? It seems as though it is an absolute mismatch, regardless of how good Francis is inside the octagon, because like you said, Tyson Fury does things to the blind eye that no one even recognizes. You gave me a masterclass in what Tyson Fury was doing in that ring on Saturday that I missed. How does Francis Ngannou tackle that?
Get the rules, some of the rules, stop the baloney. Really, stop the promotional baloney. And I know it's not going to stop. I get it, but it's about making money. And you didn't have to be the Mason Kreskin to know this fight was coming. You really didn't. Because it's about this. It's about this stuff. And it's going to be huge. There's a reason why Marvel, DC continues to make Spider-Man movies. You know what I mean? There's a really, because the people's imagination, they want superheroes. They want monster movies. You know, Apollo Creed, when in the first Rocky movie, when he was getting ready to fight Sylvester Stallone, he goes, Apollo Creed versus the Italian Stallion. It's a goddamn monster movie. And monster movies sell. This is a monster movie. That's all you got to know. As far as being a fair athletic venture, no, it's not. And you know what? My sport is boxing, almost 50 years. And I love your sport. And I have all the respect in the world. And it continues to grow and grow and grow when I understand what you men are more and more. And the code that you have and that you live by and you take into that octagon, just like my guys do, into that squared circle, the chamber of truth, where you do find out the truth. But it's not fair when you say, well, we're going to find who's the best. You know, it's an age-old question. Who's the best? Is it the MMA guy or is it the boxer? Until you make the rules where the MMA guy can use all of his skills, all of his tools, it's not fair. And that's my sport. And I'm being honest about it. It's not fair to say, oh, the boxer's the better. Why? Because he's allowed to use his skills and the other guy can't use all of his? Forget about the smaller gloves. You know, that's not what's going to be the difference, because quite frankly, as much as I love Francis, he might not hit Fury. Small gloves or bad enough. We're talking truth here. He might not hit him before he gets hit because he is not in his realm. He is in the other guy's realm. I know he's strong as hell. I get it. But Tustamatto, my great, great mentor, he used to say to me, Teddy, and I touched on it earlier, he used to say, listen, power only means something if you have a means to get it to the target. It's like a military weapon. Unless you have a missile to attach it to get it to the target, all it's going to do is blow up and make a big hole in the ground. And then when it rains, you go swimming. Yeah, that's how he got it through my head. Because the power don't mean nothing. It means something to the writers, and it means something to the fans that are going to come out. But unless you have a way of getting it to the target, in this case, the chin of Tyson Fury, who's 6'9", even though Francis is huge at 6'5", he's 6'9", and he's a boxer for his whole life. Unless you can do that, it's just another way to promote a fight. Because
even
it's going to be
White,
very
right?
difficult
Dillian White's world champ.
Dillian
White's world champ. I mean, Deontay Wilder's world champ, Olympic bronze medalist. Like, and Tyson is wiping these dudes out.
So, to your point, again, unless someone tells me, Teddy, guess what? They just changed the rules. He's allowed to take him to the mat. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. I'm saying, my goodness, this is going to be very interesting. But if it's going to be just the boxers' rules versus the big, strong MMA guy, terrific man, does things for his people in Cameroon. I love him. But if it's just going to be that, then you know what? It's probably not going to be as competitive as they're going to try to sell it to be. You got to remember, Conor McGregor and Mayweather was more competitive than people thought. Matter of fact, I had Conor McGregor winning the first 4 rounds. I had him ahead.
Wow.
In the first 4. Yeah, I did.
Don't
honest.
say that in front of Ryan Clark, man. Don't say
the man
that.
got hands, dog.
Clark,
The man got hands.
But no. But listen, here's the thing. First of all, the part that was left out was Mayweather was 40 years old and hadn't fought for 2.5 years. Okay? That means something. And one other thing. Mayweather is one of the greatest counterpunchers, defensive wizards you're ever going to see. When a guy comes to him, he takes him apart. Guess what? Conor McGregor had long arms. He was a southpaw. He had a long reach. He wasn't going to him. He was staying out on the outside. So when you're on the outside using a long jab, there's nothing for the counterpunch to counter. See, that's the thing. So it took a while for Mayweather to say, oh, shoot, my counterpunching stuff ain't working here. You know what? I got to do something that's not common for me. I got to go get him. Yeah. And then when he started to go get him, to RC's point, when he started to go get him, he got him. He broke him down. And then, of course, you could see, oh, my goodness, this isn't really a contest anymore. But those were the ingredients. Those were the elements that were going on to make it the way it was.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.